Hello YouTube, how are you? My name is Mike. This is Health and Wealth. If you're new here, I am an income investor looking to build my portfolio every single month here with either YieldMax funds or any kind of funds that come about that tickle my fancy. So welcome aboard. If you are a like-minded person, join us here with a quick subscription. And if you're feeling crazy, hit that like button. Let's get into it today. Big announcement, just a weekly announcement, no big deal here, but YieldMax has decided to clump all of their ETFs in 4 different payment dates. So this is Group C coming out. It was announced early this morning around 6:55 a.m. I got the email letting us know what we're going to get paid. And so this is Group C. I want to go over all of the ETFs that are in Group C. And I need a favor from you. If you guys can hit the like button, but also comment what your top fund is or your top ETF is in this Group C. If you have anything, if you don't, I suspect I know 3 that most people will have. And, I'll probably be right. So I'm just going to name those right now. I bet you it's YMax, CONY, and Alti. I bet you those are the top 3. But of course, we may have some other ones out there as well. So let's go through each of them. Let's go find out what the distribution rate was. And we'll kind of get to the bottom of it, see if it was a good month, bad month, or an ugly month. Let's find out. All right, I've opened up the email that I got this morning. Talks about how much each one is paying out. So I'm going to go through them systematically here. But the first one is YMax. This is a weekly payer. Which means that it pays out every single week. Now, this week, we're being notified on Survivor Wednesday. The ex-dividend date will be on Thursday, which is tomorrow, and then the payment date is on Friday for most people. Some people may not know this, but if you purchase shares today, then you would qualify for this month's distribution. If you buy your shares on the ex-dividend date, you wouldn't qualify for this distribution, but you would qualify for the next one if you still had your shares on next month's declaration day. This is a very common question. If you didn't really understand that, my recommendation is get on that Google machine and ask Google. It will tell you in 2 seconds. So YMax here paying out 12 cents, 34% distribution rate. Remember, YMax is a weekly payer. I've gone to YieldMax's website here. We're taking a look at all of their last payments. So this is going to be one of the smaller payments in the last month from YMax. So YMax itself over the last month here is up 36 cents. If you look at the last 5 days, down not even a full percent, 0.5% here, but it is maintaining that share price, which is pretty good. Now, what you may recognize is that with all of these payments on Friday, tomorrow, Thursday, the ex-dividend date, we should notice that the share price will drop, around its distribution amount. So it should drop around 12 cents. Now, if there's a market downswing or upswing, then that's going to help fluctuate that price even more. Next up is YMAG. YMAG. So 16 cents. So a little bit better than YMax this week. Let's go take a look at YMAG on YieldMax's website here. Just slightly better, but again, lower than the last 2 weeks here, but much higher than 3 weeks ago. YMAG paying out 16 cents. YMAG here, NAV is pretty darn stable, $20.24. So that's a big bonus, right? So you're getting your weekly dividend, even though some weeks it's super low. You're still getting paid every week, and your share price is staying the same, right? So distributions are coming out. They're fairly stable, around the 20-cent range every single week. A couple of weeks here we've been under, but YMAG share price staying the same, which is, in my eyes, an added bonus for sure. For me, I don't currently own these, and this is not advice at all. This is just entertainment. Hit that like button if you're slightly entertained, even if it's just a little bit, right? Hit it. So let's go on to the next one. This is the one that I've been the most interested in the last few weeks here, which is CONY. I have made a change to my portfolio today, and it reflects CONY in a positive way. I did make a video a couple of days ago. I'll link it up up there, but I'll also put it at the very end if you want to watch my CONY video, and I'm going to be talking about my upcoming CONY strategy. But I'm very happy with $1.33. It's 105 distribution rate. Is that going to be expected every single month now that I'm a bigger CONY shareholder? Yeah, I expect that every month. No, I'm just kidding. I don't. So 105%, that's incredible. A lot of people on the old Twitter today were saying, "Oh, I wish it was higher." I'm cool. If you pay me $1.33 every single month and you didn't really affect the price of the share, I'd be one happy camper. That's for sure. So $1.33, 105% distribution rate, pretty darn incredible. Let's go take a look at CONY here on YieldMax's website. So you can see here last month we got $2.02. I should say 4 weeks ago, not necessarily last month, even though this time it was last month. 4 weeks ago, $1.10, $1.04, $1.57, $1.68. So 69. So I mean that's pretty darn good. $1.33. I'll take it. Anything over a buck, I'm happy with. Its current share price is $17.24. Has a little bit of an upswing today, up 70 cents. Bitcoin's up today. How does Bitcoin affect Coinbase or CONY? Well, people buy Bitcoin on Coinbase, and so Coinbase makes money through those transaction fees. That's just one way of them doing it, but and that's why CONY is going up. CONY could also be going up today because they've announced a $1.33 distribution, and people want to jump on that gravy train. So remember, if you bought today, you're in the gravy train. If not, you bought it tomorrow, you would get an automatic share discount of $1.33, give or take a few cents on either side of it. And then you may qualify for the next month if you keep your shares there that entire time. So again, not advice, but just kind of letting you know what's happening with that. And I did make a big change to my account. I will show you at the end over here, right? So CONY itself doing pretty well. If we take a look at the last month here, it is down 12%. So I'm wondering if that has something to do with Bitcoin took off way up. And then it's just kind of hovered around that 100,000 mark for the last week or two now. I'm wondering if that has anything to do with it, but you don't want to see down 12% in a month. That's not something that me as a CONY shareholder is super pleased with. Down 21% over the last 6 months, that sort of thing here. So, yeah, interesting. That's something to definitely keep an eye on for sure. There's your CONY talk. Thank you for joining me for that. Let's talk about fiat. Fiat is a reverse fund, and so fiat's paying out 68 cents. This is kind of on the downside of Coinbase. 68 cents, 101% distribution. That's pretty incredible. You can see this is going to be its 5th distribution. Here's the downside of it, though. Fiat, $8.40. Absolute no-go for this guy over here. All of the ones that are shorting these companies are failing, right? You're going to get your distribution, which is what people really want here. I want my distribution every single month. But your share price on all of these downside funds is way lower than the upside funds. So something to focus on there. I know that I have some fiat shareholders following me, subscribe to my channel. So that's something I would pay attention to. Over the last month, down 9%. Last 6 months, down almost 60% there since its inception, July 10th. Fiat. Let's go to the next one, which is msfo. So Microsoft play here, paying out 41 cents, 27% distribution rate. Let's take a look here. 41 cents, lower than the last 3, higher than the 4th last one, but this is monthly, right? So it's keeping around that 40 to 50 cent range here. The share price itself has been very stable over the last month here, just up 1.5%. This might be one of those things where you may have been better off just buying Microsoft at the time of inception. I mean, if I'm making half a dollar on every share I own. It's going to take me a long time to recoup the money that I've invested. The upside to it is that the share price has been pretty darn stable, right? So all we got is time, and if you have time on your side, then you're going to recoup that money eventually with this, as long as things stay the way they are. Which, who knows, right? Things can change. Economy can change. We just had a 50 basis point cut up here in Canada. The housing market is liking it, but the economics people are saying, what about that inflation, right? What about that inflation? We're entering ourselves into a recession over here. Job claims are much lower, so yeah, it's not looking promising, right? So when I say things like NAV stability, what's going to happen to these whenever the market does go for a dive? Is everything going to be okay? I don't know. Risky business, that's for sure. Let's take a look at the next one, AMDY. And so this paid out 30 cents or a 36% distribution rate. Much lower than every single month so far. Is it its lowest month? It's his lowest month is this month. AMDY. Share price pretty gross, $10.95. Down 15% this month. So I'm guessing AMD didn't do too well this month. I haven't really paid attention to it myself, but yeah, that's not great. The dividend, not great. Is there anything good about this? I'm gonna say no. Let's go to the next one. Netflix or nfly, paying out 86 cents, 58% distribution rate. Nfly is pretty consistent here, paying around the same amount, although this month was higher than every month since May. That's pretty good to hear, right? So May was 96 cents. This month for Nfly, 86 cents per share. Yeah, not too bad. The share price also not too bad of Nfly here, NFLY. So very stable, up 1.7%, similar to that MSFO play, the Microsoft play, but yeah, up 6%. Now, if we take a look at Netflix itself over the last month, it's up 16%. This is one of those plays where people say, wouldn't it make more sense to buy the underlying than the actual ETF itself? And if you're not distribution focused, then yeah, that might have been it clearly was a better play, right? So if you look at the last 6 months, up 44%. In the last year, or just since January of this year, up 100%, which is pretty crazy. A little over 104% in the last 1 year. So let's go back on the gravy train though of paying out distributions for Nfly. You're looking at a good monthly income here every single month with a stable price on the share here. Now, my only question is, if Netflix is going up 16%, then why isn't Nfly also following suit? We've seen with MicroStrategy and Misty, they kind of follow each other. We've seen with NVIDIA and NVIDIA, they kind of follow each other a little bit, right? So when NVIDIA goes up, NVIDIA goes up. So why is that not happening so much with Nfly here? That's a question to kind of think about, isn't it? A few more. We have ABNY. So this is going to be your Airbnb play. Now, just so we know, up here in Canada, the government just kind of said we're clamping down on short-term rentals. They're investing $200 million, something like that, to clamp down on short-term rentals. I'm not happy with that because I have a short-term rental, which is in a community that is only short-term rentals. There's not a lot of population there, so fingers crossed I'll be okay with that one. But ABNY, my bad, paying out 39 cents, 32% distribution rate. And this is its fifth payment, and it's quite a bit lower than every month so far. I don't know, is that just kind of like a winter thing, maybe? Like not as many people using Airbnb during that time? Who knows? The 1 month chart on it down 5%. I mean, 87 cents. It's not crazy. 5% sounds worse. $16.04. Can I predict the future with this one? Do we see this one staying up around $16, or do we see it dropping down? in my opinion, just my opinion, uneducated opinion, just some guy on YouTube, I could see this thing going down to $10 eventually here. I don't know. I'm not into ABNY. I'm not into that one at all. So we got two more. We have piie and Alti. So let's talk piie here. 60 cents this month, 41% distribution. And so a little higher than last month, but you can see it did have a couple really huge months there. $1.10, $1.61. So 60 cents, not too shabby. 41% distribution rate. It's underneath what I require in these YieldMax funds. I need more than 50%. And I just want to make sure that's the reason why is clear. Sounds greedy. I get taxed 15% up here in Canada. And so if I had 41% distribution rate annually, then I would only be making, like 25%. And so I can find better funds here in Canada or even just stocks in Canada that pay me more than that. And so that's why I want more than 50% distribution rate personally, right? Just personally. Also, I'm a little bit greedy, and I got into these funds for the greed of it. I want to make money, and so piie here this month 60 cents, 41%. Wouldn't cut it from my structure, but it's been decent, hasn't it? You've probably made some money back here. Let's take a look at the stock or the ETF price. So very stable, up a percent in the last month. So it's recaptured what it put out there last month. So that's good. I'd be very happy with that. And it's just consistent income every single month. Let's talk about something that's maybe not so consistent, and that's going to be Alti. ULTY, you ain't got an alibi. Alti, your Alti. So paying out 70 cents or 93% distribution rate. There was talks that, oh yeah, look at that, 83, 82, 98. So it's its lowest payment. Hold on one second. I need to look at that again. 70 cents. It's its lowest payment ever. But why? So have you guys seen the interviews out there where Jay talks about stabilizing Alti? We don't want Alti to do the reverse split. We want Alti to do better. You have free reign to do whatever you want with Alti at YieldMax funds, right? You can sell, buy calls, puts, synthetic options. You can purchase shares of the companies. You can do a lot with it. And so nobody wants the share price to go any lower than it is right now. It's $10.08. I almost had a crazy thought this morning. I was like, maybe I should get into Alti. And then I slapped my wrist and I said, not happening. At $10, they said, oh, we're going to make sure this thing performs better. And it has not necessarily performed better. We're down 31% in 6 months. In the last month, we're down almost 7% in 1 month. So why is that? Why is it down almost 7% in the last month? Is it the stocks they're choosing to write these calls with? Maybe. But in an economy that is only going up over the last, 8 months? 10 months? How is this at $10? So, I mean, yeah, you're going to get your 70 cents per share. And I mean, what I was thinking about this morning was if I sell my GameStop, I'm going to have $900. That's going to buy me 90 shares of Alti. 90 shares, right? So what's that going to pay me? Roughly like $55, $60, something like that with this distribution. And then I came in and looked at that share price, and it just makes me nervous. And I don't want to hurt your guys' feelings. I know that a lot of you have Alti. And, we shouldn't have feelings involved when it comes to purchasing stocks and ETFs. We should be really looking at the economics of it. And for me, the economics here is, yes, it pays out a really great distribution, but that share price kind of sets me back a little bit. And the reason it sets me back a little bit is because it is getting close to where they have done reverse split before with Tesla. And for that reason, I'm out. Now, For you that have shares of this, let's say you have 1,000 shares or whatever it is of Alti, you've got to be happy with that monthly distribution. If your average price is around $10, you're definitely happy with that distribution for sure. If you set that and forget it, hopefully the share price stays the same, or if not gets slightly better, then you probably are going to be pretty happy with your purchase. Now, for me, I'm not willing to risk that, but good for you if you are. For me, I'm out. I'm out for now anyways. I'm out for now. So I've gone ahead and I made a big change in my portfolio today. I want to share that with you. I made a video, which I will link at the end of this one, just a couple of days ago, talking about how I want to buy CONY. I want to go ahead and set it on drip. I want to take it to a certain amount of shares and then peace out, CONY. Peace out. You do whatever you want because I'm not touching you for the next 5 years. So I'm working my way towards that right now. So I'm going to share my screen with you and show you what I did. So it was a pretty big move. Yesterday I was watching the GameStop earnings call. There was no real earnings call. It was more just YouTubers hyping it like crazy. And I said, enough is enough. Remove the diamond hands. Remove them. If this gets to $30, I'm out of here, GameStop. Peace. All right. And so I sold my GameStop this morning at $30. And what did I do with I had 30 shares. So what did I do with the $900? I did something I have never done before, and I hope to never do again. But I jumped on that CONY train and I bought how many shares? 53 shares of CONY this morning. So now I have 83 shares. My goal is to get to 180. This purchase this morning just kind of catapulted me about 5 months quicker to get to that 180 shares. And so yeah, my average price is $16.92. Because I purchased today, which is the announcement day of the distributions, I will qualify for that distribution that comes out on Friday. And so I'm happy with that. So my goal with CONY here is to get it to 180 shares. I'm going to put it on drip. It's already on drip. So I'm going to set it and forget it. These 83 shares should buy me 6. So I'll just keep adding to it till I get there and then wash my hands. I'm out of here. I'm not going to buy any more CONY with my own money. I'll let CONY buy itself every single month for the next 5 years. We'll see where it takes us, right? Wish me luck. Now, I also have Misty here. I have 109 shares. I bought 9 more shares the other day of it. And I still have my 400 shares of NVIDIA, which paid out for me this past Monday. That's actually how I got 9 more shares of Misty. I bought those, and I bought a few CONYs there as well. So my portfolio is basically dumbed way down to 3 positions. And people always say diversify. And I have actually taken that advice, crumpled it into a little ball, and thrown it into a garbage can. I have these 3 for now. My goal is to get them to 33% of my portfolio each. So you can actually, I'll move my head out of the way over here. You can see the percentage. I have 9.44% CONY, 26.71% Misty, and 63% NVIDIA. So you can see I'm no longer going to be buying NVIDIA. I'm going to be taking its distribution and filtering it into either CONY and Misty, or once I get finished with CONY, just Misty. And, and then we'll explore a 4th option because I'm trying to get the 6 pillars of income. So wish me luck on that journey. We'll see how it goes, right? I'm not an expert. I'm just a guy on YouTube that's sharing my story. If this story resonates at all with you and you feel like you'd like to join my journey and kind of hang out throughout the progress, hit that subscribe button and hit the like button so more people get to see this video. I just wanted to say to those that are already subscribed, the 2,000 plus of you, I really appreciate the time that you give me here. And I wanted to wish you all a great night. And thanks for tuning in. My name is Mike. This right here is Health and Wealth. Have a great night.